Although the memories of the Chinese melamine milk scandal are still raw, there now appears to be a new milk rort being practiced in parts of China. Unscrupulous Chinese milk producers have allegedly been adding a new and harmful substance to their milk.
In New Zealand, fresh milk conjures up images of cows in lush paddocks and children with healthy bones and teeth. But overseas, this isn't the case. In China in recent months, there have been numerous reports of unscrupulous processors there adding leather to their milk in order to boost the protein content.
The incidents are again raising consumer anxiety in China about the safety of their milk products, and that anxiety is flowing back to New Zealand. Country 99 TV has learned that some New Zealand dairy exporters are now being asked by their Chinese customers to guarantee that we are not exporting leather milk ourselves. While the concept of adding leather to milk to increase its protein content may sound absurd here, in China it is a reality. Chinese dairy farmers were first caught out adding leather scraps to their milk in 2005, and since then Chinese newspapers have reported numerous other incidents in other provinces. In February this year, the Chinese Minister of Agriculture demanded that there be increased national testing of Chinese milk to look for leather. AUT food microbiology Professor John Brooks says the New Zealand dairy industry is well aware of leather milk.
It appears to be something that has developed in China, essentially using hydrolyzed leather to extend the apparent protein content of milk so that the milk can be watered and therefore sold at a better profit.
And so what are the health implications of adding leather to milk?
Well, if it is straight hide, which has been hydrolyzed, then the consequence is just fraud. But if it is leather, which has been tanned, then they are introducing all sorts of extra chemicals, particularly chromium, and that's very undesirable.
Chromium is a carcinogen, while other chemicals used during the tanning process are highly toxic and have been linked with joint swelling, pain, and even death.
The dairy industry in China is still very small, and so if you're only producing a few churns of milk a day, it may become a viable option to try and extend the milk by putting extra nitrogen in, making it look as though there's more protein there and therefore being able to add water.
As New Zealand learned in 2008, in the days of globalisation, what happens in China does not just stay in China.
That was the year that Sanlu, 43% owned by Fonterra, knowingly sold milk contaminated with kidney-ruining melamine. 300,000 babies became terribly sick from the contaminated milk formula, while 6 died. Sanlu executives were imprisoned, while 2 former dairy farmers who added melamine to the milk received the toughest sentence in Chinese justice: a bullet in the head. Meanwhile, Fonterra's executives were left trying to distance themselves from the debacle.
We think that this is a huge tragedy, and our hearts go out to the children and the families who are impacted by the criminal acts of people in the supply chain in China.
Professor John Brooks says the latest Chinese milk scam again puts New Zealand's international reputation at risk.
Well, if it's tied back to milk which has been exported from New Zealand and adulterated overseas, then there's going to be some reflected damage. I think that will be the issue, loss of confidence in New Zealand products.
However, a Fonterra spokesman said that the company is not concerned about the leather milk practice. He said Fonterra believes there have only ever been isolated leather adding incidents, that they were a long time ago, and that the Chinese government has successfully shut the practice down. Benedict Collins, Country 99 TV News.